What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. In light of the news regarding XDefiant having absolutely zero SBMM in its casual playlist, and it focusing solely on ping, party size, and other factors over skill is such a breath of fresh air. And it got me thinking about Call of Duty and their approach to matchmaking, and how over the last few years it has been so focused on skill based matchmaking that I wonder if they'd ever go down this direction, down this route of eliminating skill based matchmaking, or as some call it, engagement optimized matchmaking. And the reason why I asked that question today is because I look at the success of Call of Duty right now, and I believe that there are many within Activision's board members that feel as if skill based matchmaking is the reason why revenues have been increasing month over month and year over year. It's because of their tremendous algorithms that they've been perfecting over the last few years that are really slotting players into the right matches, which is retaining players for longer, getting them to spend more money. And I want to argue, as I've been arguing for years, that this is actually having a counterproductive effect on their revenues, as well as having a counterproductive effect on their games. I do not believe that skill-based matchmaking has made Call of Duty successful. I think Call of Duty's successes and their high revenues are in spite of skill-based matchmaking, not because of it. And I'm kind of sick and tired of people defending skill-based matchmaking just because they want to be nice little shills for Activision so then they can get invited to their nice little events and get a little care package here and there. It has to stop. It has created a very toxic environment for their community and for their games. Instead, call a spade a spade. Say how bad this system is, how much it oppresses both new players and veteran experienced players. It is not for the betterment of the game. It is not to enhance fun and enjoyment. It is to restrict both those things. But hope that you can look past it because, hey, spend more money. The reason why the games are making more revenue year over year is because there's more monetization pumped into these games than ever before. Sure, supply drops used to be a big thing, but only a segment of the population of their games were buying loads and loads and loads and loads of supply drops. And then they moved to the seasonal pass, which is great. The battle pass is fine, but not everybody buys it. And then they brought in these microtransactions. And even more people are buying those every single day, and more and more and more and more and more. And that's where the revenue is increasing. It's not because of skill-based matchmaking. It's not because players are being slotted in matches that are fair to them. No, I really have a hard time believing that, because you bring up the topic of skill-based matchmaking anywhere when it comes to Call of Duty, and it instantly has a negative connotation around it, because so many people hear the word skill-based matchmaking and they cringe, and it reminds them right away that Call of Duty is oppressing them from enjoying the game that they purchased. That's why people are finding ways around it. They're two-boxing, or they're going in reverse boosting, or they're doing whatever. Does that sound like an experience that is optimized for the player? No. They're trying to find a way to enjoy your game. So they have to go and find it their own way in a roundabout sense, instead of just booting the game up, entering matchmaking, and having an experience that is actually fun. And that's why I love that XDefiant came out, and everything they said in their initial paragraph of their article was basically trashing skill-based matchmaking and how it has an adverse effect on people enjoying their game. So if you weren't able to read it, let me say it to you here. This is from the official XDefiant matchmaking press release, or blog post, I guess, not press release. It was a blog post. The most important thing to know is there is no skill-based matchmaking in our casual playlist. We believe that no skill-based matchmaking is paramount to a fun and varied game experience in the long term. Really interesting. Frankly, skill-based matchmaking means every casual game is repetitive, constantly repeating matches that are just as stressful and matched as ranked. Oh, my goodness, is this a game company actually understanding how awful skill-based matchmaking is? And then they finish it off with this. We believe casual playlists should be fun, and no skill-based matchmaking is the way to do that. If you want that competitive, every second counts, go all-out playstyle, you'll find our ranked mode to your liking. They not only talked about how great casual is with no skill-based matchmaking, but then they also said, if you want that experience, here it is for you. But for Call of Duty, and other games, mind you, it's not just Call of Duty, skill-based matchmaking is the only option. You either get skill-based matchmaking with no rewards in their regular playlists, or you go to ranked and get skill-based matchmaking with rewards that are just You at least get a rank, but even then, there's no real parameters on who you get matched with because the matchmaking system in this game is so beyond broken. Because Activision doesn't care. Those revenues are increasing month over month. Like I said earlier, they are successful in spite of their decision of skill-based matchmaking, not because of it. And I'm sick and tired of anybody trying to argue to the contrary because it's so cut and dry. And the fact that Ubisoft came out and said that it creates a repetitive experience, said that it is paramount to a fun and varied game experience to not have skill-based matchmaking should be everything you need to know to identify that it does not work. It does not create the benefits that it's supposed to. No, it has the adverse effect. I think less people are playing Call of Duty now than would be if there was no skill-based matchmaking. Play sessions would probably be longer. Players would be less and less frustrated by this awful matchmaking system if it was eliminated. I mean, look at the whole rumors around Minefield and the fact that that game mode didn't have skill-based matchmaking. So people went into it and they were having fun and it was well populated and people were enjoying themselves. Weird how that happens. And then you go and ruin it by putting skill-based matchmaking in and making it maybe one of the worst modes ever. I don't really know. But Call of Duty has to recognize that skill-based matchmaking is not the future. You actually have to go backwards now. And that's why I'm so excited for XDefiant, is because it is a step backwards in time, but forwards with game development. Because for some reason, we've been stuck in this purgatory of skill-based matchmaking for the last several years, and no one has had the balls to get out. XDefiant has. And I really hope that this decision pays massive dividends. And in the end, we as a community result in a more improved experience, not just in XDefiant, but across the FPS genre. Because wouldn't it be great if Call of Duty came out and they're going to be like, we saw the success of XDefiant. Yeah, we'll loosen up our parameters. We'll make it easier for players to be matched instead of harder. We're going to make the experience more enjoyable. The thing people have been asking for years, and they just don't do it. And that's what's so beautiful about XDefiant. Maybe they are going to be the thing that forces Call of Duty to change because they see the success that XDefiant is having and says, I want that too. And I think at the end of the day, we all want Call of Duty to be successful. We all want Call of Duty to be the best it could be. But skill-based matchmaking always seems to be this giant dark cloud that overshadows Call of Duty year in and year out. And you can never escape it. You can run away as fast as you want. You can go from Modern Warfare 2019 to Black Ops Cold War to Vanguard to MW2 to MW3. But you can never escape it. It keeps following you. And the shadow gets bigger and bigger and bigger because the parameters of it get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and make the experience less and less enjoyable. And that's the issue here. And that's what we're arguing. I think Call of Duty could be returning higher revenues, higher profits, higher numbers if they eliminated skill-based matchmaking. All they need to do is have the balls to try it, because XDefiant did. And again, I want the return on investments to be there to prove myself right, but also everybody else in the community that has been complaining about skill-based matchmaking for the last 2 to 3 years. It would be amazing to see a space where Call of Duty has no skill-based matchmaking again. It'd be great if they did that. But unfortunately, we don't live in that reality. We live in a reality where they have an extremely restrictive skill-based matchmaking system that does not have connection as the paramount factor when matching players together. Instead, they have some arbitrary algorithm that they need to funnel you through every single time to ensure that your match is fair. No one gets it, no one understands it, and no one likes it. No one sits there at the end of the day and says, yes, skill-based matchmaking is why I play Call of Duty. Instead, it is a detractor for many, and it's the reason why they won't play the franchise. So why do you continue to alienate people from your product, Call of Duty? That's the question I have for you. But that's it for the video today. My question that I have for all of you watching: do you think that Call of Duty will ever eliminate skill-based matchmaking? Yes or no? Let me know down below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, can you please hit that like button? If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.